Hello and welcome to Near Dark Podcast episode 16, and today we're going to talk about the loved ones. But before we do that, let's welcome the prom crew.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
And before we start anything, I'm gonna drop that Tiger is busy with life stuff. So today we have invited Zombie to be
The stand-in Tiger.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure right there.
Not really. If you actually listen to the episodes, you will notice that Tiger is very quiet. So
You can hear him yawn from time to time.
yeah, pretty much. So how's everyone doing?
I'm pretty good. I got out of bed pretty early today.
Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, actually, I was a bit surprised myself when I woke up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Augie?
I'm doing as great as always. What about you, zombies?
Nothing up, nothing down. Same as always.
Good.
How about you, Angel?
So,
Or never mind.
well, besides that, I slept all day because I was up all night. I'm good.
Actually, when I got out of bed, Angel said good night. So
Yeah. I couldn't sleep, so I've been up all night gaming. Anyways, Augie, we start with you. What have you seen something recently?
Yes, I have. I've seen A Cure for Wellness. It's
Oh yeah, I've seen that one too.
yeah. I really like that movie. It's more a thriller, I would say, than a horror.
Yeah,
Nevertheless, it's a
I
good
agree.
one.
Yeah, I actually found it fairly disturbing from time to time.
Yeah.
But when you got into the story, it was kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Shutter Island.
Mm.
But you're constantly in this movie. You're constantly wondering if he's actually insane or if he's imagining.
Oh yeah.
And I went back and forth all the time, and I didn't know what to believe.
Honestly, I thought he was drugged up or something pretty much the whole movie until the end.
what is the movie about?
It's about a stockbroker guy who has to go, and his company sends him to get one of his bosses back from asylum for like really wealthy people. And
Yeah, but the whole idea is that it's kind of like a curing or health facility. But when he gets there, that's is actually an asylum, much rather than a place to cure people.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
And from there on, it just spirals on. I believe you would actually probably like it.
What was it called again?
A Cure for Wellness.
Okay, I'm gonna check that one up. Have you seen it, Zombie?
I have not, but I will very soon. Now that
Okay.
sounds
Yeah.
interesting.
It's very reminiscent of Shutter Island, I must say. It's very similar.
Okay. I saw Shutter Island when it was just released on DVD and Blu-ray back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember the ending twist of the movie, but I can't really remember much else of that movie.
It's a lot like that, but it's way more like mind fuckery.
Okay.
So have you seen anything more, or?
No, that's it.
Okay. Let's go to Zombie, because I'm pretty sure Joseph has seen some.
I tried to watch Friday the 13th, but it kept delaying.
Phrase lagging.
Yeah, so I gave up. Yeah. That's
Yeah, it
funny.
was not like the best impression of Friday the 13th to get, especially like the first time you watch it.
Yeah.
Like when you watch it several times, it's okay, whatever. But when it's the first time you watch such a good movie, you want to see it in good quality and everything.
Is it the original or the?
Oh yeah, the original one.
Oh, okay.
We don't we don't jump ahead to 2009. I think it was released.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Joseph, how about you?
I watched a couple of things. I finished up Ash vs. Evil Dead season 3, and I won't go into that because we will cover the series when we cover the sequels.
Hmm.
And I also catch up on the Purge series as well.
Is it as good as it sounds, or?
If you like the movies, you like the TV series. It's basically the movies stretched out on 10 episodes, and to be honest, I think the concept of the Purge, is pretty good for a series. To be honest, because in the movies you don't really get to know the characters very well, but in the TV series they develop the characters a lot more than they do in the movies.
Yeah, well, in the movies, pretty much they have to survive, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
You get a lot more background story to the characters in the TV series, and there will be a second season as well, which I'm looking forward to. I really enjoyed the first season of the Purge TV series. I really recommend it if you like the movies, but as with the sequels, the TV series is more of a action series than a horror. But there is a horror connection with it.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't really say that The Purge are horror per se.
No, the first movie is a home invasion horror / action flick, but
Yeah, the rest.
the sequels and the prequel is straight up action movies.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen like the first and the second Purge movie.
Oh,
I don't know about the third though.
you should check them out. There are 4 movies. But the Purge Election Year is the third one, and the fourth one, which is a prequel, is called The First Purge.
Okay.
Yeah. We will probably cover them at some point, but
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll see.
And I rewatched the 1999 horror comedy Idle Hands with Seth Green and Devon something, I can't remember his last name. He's the main guy in the first Final Destination movie. Have any of you seen that movie?
Final Destination several times. The other one I've
Idle
not
Hands.
even heard of.
No?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, well, we haven't released that minisode yet, but Angel and Zombie, you remember the short story in Quicksilver Highway?
Mm-hmm.
About the hands that comes to life.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, well, it's basically the same concept, but it's about this slacker guy who just, he sits around all day and smoke pot and just watch TV. And all of a sudden, one of his hands comes to life and becomes evil and starts to murder basically anyone he comes in contact with. It's really hilarious, and it's pretty violent, actually. But the effects are a bit dated. But the movie is really entertaining still, even 20 years after its release. And then I catched up on Holidays, which Angel and Zombie covered in the last minisode we released earlier this week. If you want to know more about that one, you can go and listen to that minisode. My thoughts about it: it was a pretty decent watch. The short stories I liked the most were Halloween, Christmas, and the New Year's ones. The ones I didn't like was the St. Patrick's one and the Mother and Father Days ones.
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty dull. But overall, it was a decent watch. I liked it. And the last thing I've seen is the first season of I think it's released on Netflix. It's a slasher series called Slasher.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's on Netflix. I have it in my list.
Which season did you see?
The first one. Have you seen it?
How far into the series are you? Like, how much have you seen?
I watched the entire season 1, and I watched the first episode of season 2. And just by judging by the first episode of season 2, I say I already liked season 2 more than the first season. To be honest, I thought the first season were a bit too much of this, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like this big mystery, and it didn't feel like a slasher show. The slasher stuff were just, in the background, basically.
Yeah, I've seen both seasons. I remember liking season 1, but I also thought it was a bit too much detective.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, exactly.
Other than that, I still liked it though.
Yeah. I thought it was an okay season, but I was expecting more of a slasher show.
Yeah, like I liked the storytelling, like the twists and all of that.
I didn't like how they unmasked the killer though. At which point they unmasked him.
Okay.
I thought that basically killed the suspense of the last episode of the season.
Yeah.
Without spoiling anything.
Okay.
Judging of the first episode of season 2, I think I will like the second season more.
I've seen the second season, and I think you're gonna like that more.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything about it.
No spoilerinos. But yeah, that's what I've watched.
I tried to watch Friday the 13th, the first one from 1980s. I'm force-feeding Zombie good horror movies, so that's why. Otherwise, I watched The Addams Family from 91 and 93, because I couldn't sleep. And, good shit.
Have you seen the original Addams Family?
No, not the black and white one. I'm not much for black and white.
You should check
But-
that out. It's actually pretty funny.
Speaking of just TV series in general, do you know there's a TV show of Robin out, and it's really violent, which surprised me. I've only
It's
seen the first
Batman and
episode.
Robin.
No Batman, just Robin.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as in Batman and Robin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, because I was like, who the fuck is Robin?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I didn't know about that series.
Isn't it
Yeah.
the Teen Titan version of the Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard of it.
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode, I think, and I really liked it.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna keep watching it, and we'll see if it gets better.
Cool.
If it gets,
Yeah.
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 You'll report back on that one.
yeah, I will.
Well, oh yeah, right. I have tried to get back on The Walking Dead. I watched like half an episode and then I had to eat, and I cannot eat and watch zombies at the same time. It just doesn't work. So, yeah, I watched half an episode and I still have like the second half of season 7 left. And I'm like,
I've only watched up until the mid-season finale of season 7. Then I just basically bailed out of the series. I got the whole series on Blu-ray up until season 8, but I haven't,
yeah,
got
and
the fuck out of my ass and catched up with it.
same. I'm gonna try and power through it because my free 3 months is almost up, and I can I want to get done on Viaplay watching it. Then I can watch it somewhere else. But yeah, let's roll the trailer.
Yeah. Here is the trailer for The Loved Ones.
Will you go to the dance with me?
I'm done with Holly. Guess who asked me to the dance?
Tell me, who is she?
I'll never tell.
Love hurts.
Pretty as a picture.
Love scars. What are you looking at? Bring the hammer, Daddy.
This year's Queen of the Dance is Lola Stone.
There he is. It boils your brains and turns you into one of them.
Say happy.
Happy. Love her. Love her.
In order to avoid a ghostly figure in the road, high school senior Brett Mitchell robs his car around a tree, killing his father. Constantly confronted by his mother's emotional collapse after the accident, Brent escapes into a marijuana-filled world of loud metal music to block out the pain and the guilt. When Brent turns down Lola's invitation to the school prom, his refusal spirals into a horrific nightmare beyond imagining. Hours before the dance, Brent is abducted and taken to Lola's home by her demented daddy, who's determined to make his princess dream come true. Let's start with Augie.
Oh.
What did you think about the movie?
Well, it was good. It was entertaining. I liked that it was it was disturbing and it was both disturbing and suspenseful. But I think the plot is so over the top. Yeah, it kind of got a bit funny.
Mm.
So yeah, it's I think like 7 out of 10 maybe.
Not bad, not bad. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I think. What about Joseph?
Okay, before I go into what I thought about the movie, I got a question for all of you. Have everyone here seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I'm the odd one out.
What?
He has not watched the classic movies. I'm trying to force feed him them while... Yeah.
Alright. I'm not gonna spoil the movie for you, Zombie, but there is a scene in that movie that is about 10 minutes long, I think, where they sit at a dinner table and there's basically constant screaming and it's basically chaos in...
It's pretty much a nut house.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun family dinner.
Yeah, and really, talking about that scene doesn't spoil the movie at all.
No. But when I was watching this movie, I was thinking that they've taken this scene from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and then stretched it out into like 30, 40 minutes.
Mm.
And then they shoved the Jamie/Mia subplot in to pad out the running time. That was what I was thinking while I was watching this movie. I thought the movie was okay. It was well acted and it was pretty well made. The torture scenes were pretty well made. But at the same time, I just found them pretty dull and boring. I don't know if I were in a bad mood or something, but, you know...
Well, it was torture porn.
Yeah, well, torture porn, for me, is very hit and miss. I think I even mentioned that in the Martyrs episode we did.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't. Like for instance, I really like the Saw movies. They're stupid as hell, but they're very, very entertaining.
Yeah, but you gotta think like this too. Like the Saw movies, they actually have a really good backstory to it, to why he does it. While this doesn't really have a good backstory, this is pretty much two psychopathic people who...
The biggest problem with this movie is that you don't get any backstory whatsoever to any of the characters besides Brent.
Yeah.
So you're just like thrown into this, basically this madhouse, where Lola and her father is, you know, having a quote unquote prom night.
Yeah. Also with the Saw movies that I like is that generally the main games, if you would call them, there's always like a lot more to them than you think.
Yeah,
there's always a twist.
Yeah, exactly. But on the other hand, you got movies like Hostel, which I think is just garbage, and those are torture porn as well. So it's a very much hit and miss for me. Either it works or it doesn't. basically.
But here again, Hostel, they are pretty much torture porn. They take this little group of people. I think they're like 4 people, in like every movie, and they just torture the living shit out of them. So there we have pure torture porn. Then we have Saw, who has a backstory, and
but
this one is torture porn with maniacs, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's basically the torture porn subgenre's answer to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'd say.
Yeah.
And if I rate it, I think I'll give it a 4. I think I thought it was okay, but I guess it rubbed me the wrong way. What do you think about it, Samir?
It was very okay for me, but it felt like you took what would be like a more interesting movie and just blended it down to what it would be without the epic music or the like very extra angles. But it was it had potential, what I could see.
Yeah.
If they had just done it differently. But
Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah. And the torture, it was fine. It had me cringe at some points, but it didn't really do it for me. Because I find other types of torture worse or more mention-worthy. For like example, Saw and all the other shit you mentioned. So, considering that it had like not that much of a plot, or it was just very simple and at the same time over the top, it's a meh kind of movie for me. So
What would you rate it?
I would rate it a 5 out of 10. Actually.
Okay. Before we go over to Angel again, I forgot to mention something. The scenes I enjoyed the most were the subplot with Jamie and Mia, mostly because they were basically comic relief in the movie, which I usually doesn't approve when it comes to these kind of movies. It's like, you know, if they made a Saw movie and all of a sudden they threw in a comic relief character in the middle of all of the violence, it wouldn't make any sense. But the subplot was actually the scenes I liked the most in the movie.
I didn't really like them because they never tied in with the main plot.
They did at the end of the subplot. There were a small connection just to connect it to the main events.
It was very easy to miss though, which kind of defeats the purpose of it. If it's not like too obvious and it's blink and you miss it.
Yeah, but I guess the reason I liked the subplot more than the main event was just because I got bored by the main event. I think that was the reason I liked the subplot more.
Fair enough.
The subplot was pretty funny though. I'll give you that.
We'll get into it in a little bit, but what did you think about it, Angel, since it's your pick?
So this is the third time I'm watching it. I don't even remember how I come across it the first time. First time I didn't understand it. Second time I thought it was great. This time, well, my taste in movies has grown a lot since I saw it the last time, and torture porn isn't that interesting anymore. So it was okay. Nothing I will rewatch. Probably rate it a 5 out of 5. So it's not that interesting. I like the acting by the main character, the edgelord, the psycho, and her father. Like, the two psycho characters were so well played. Like, you have actors who try and play a role, but you're just like, meh. But they did it well, I would say.
Yeah.
She was playing a really good spoiled brat who gets whatever she wants. And he had kind of a pedophile vibe, I would say. But still, like the way everything, like the acting was great, fucking great. And I mean, being mute for, he talked for like 15 minutes in the movie, and then the rest of the movie he had to be quiet, like acting
didn't they inject him with something? I don't know what that was.
Me and Zombie had an idea of it being bleach of some kind. Yeah. So they kind of like injected it on his vocal cord. I can talk. To make him mute. And I mean, being mute a whole movie and have to act out your feelings much rather than talk, I think that's probably a little harder to do than being able to talk and like talk out your feelings. So yeah, Edgelord was good in that sort of way.
Edgelord.
Yeah, we named him Edgelord because I legit forgot his name in the first 5 minutes. But yeah, I thought it was okay. My taste in movies has grown a lot, so I don't know. Even if I say that, both my movies has been torture porn. So yeah.
So I gave it the worst rating.
Yeah,
that's a new one.
To be honest, I'm not really sure about mine. It might be like a 5 or 6 for me too, now that I think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet.
Don't set your, like, don't let your, what's it called? Fuck. Don't set your bar so low. But don't do like me and set it like really, really high.
I'm used to watching shit, so...
That's the reason why I gave it 7.
Yeah.
Ogi was like, holy shit, this is good.
It's actually actors. What the fuck?
Oh god. Scenes, actors, scenes, character, whatever. What do we want to talk about? Well, I've already said that I
that
think
sound
about...
in the background?
That's the church.
A church?
Yeah, that's church.
We all need
it's 6.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. The church.
Let's wait this out.
No, I'll leave this shit in.
Okay. So I've already said what I think about the Psychos, and yeah. The thing with the subplot, the emo chick, I will not call her goth, because she is not goth, she's fucking emo, if I ever saw one.
Mia.
Yeah, I don't care for names, I give them nicknames, or stuff like that. The thing, like, I didn't catch it the first 2 times watching, but watching with Zombie, you notice more stuff. The guy in the beginning is her brother, and apparently she has some fucking emotional problems because he went missing, and that's like the whole idea of...
Yeah, that's the connection between
Yes.
the subplot and the main events.
Yeah, and you get to see it, like, when the police comes into the picture, from there on and forward, you get to see small bits and pieces of why she's so upset and whatnot.
Yeah.
But overall, she's a fucking worthless character.
Yeah,
Like,
that's my point with the subplot. Overall, it feels like they just shoved it in there just to pad out the running time. But at the same time, I thought the subplot was pretty hilarious at times, like when Jamie's trying to quote-unquote surf over the hood.
Oh, yeah.
And he just fails with it. It was just so glorious. I laughed out loud when I watched that scene.
Oh yeah. That's hilarious.
I like the scene when I like the scene when they were out before the prom, where they're just headbanging, just chugging hard liquor, weed, everything. And she's so wasted, like when they're dancing, just has to hold her up, sort of.
Yeah, I also like the cock grabbing scene.
Yeah.
Like everyone is just...
Yeah, he makes eye contact with this guy who has like a tiny goat beard, and he's like, "My man!" It's like, oh, dude. Oh, Christ. Like, guys are... Oh, God, no.
That scene was just glorious.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And still after that, they're still driving. Like the teacher catch them, like obviously shit-faced, and tells them, like, drive off.
Yeah, later on, when it kind of looks like the dad is coming out to, like, knock on the window, and it's the principal, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I actually thought they drove over to Loa's place first. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I thought that was when it was gonna tie in. I thought she was gonna abduct him too.
Someone's alone on this.
But no.
Yeah.
Something that pissed me off through the whole movie, because the one we watched didn't have subtitles. There was so much mumbling.
Yeah.
Didn't think
well,
about that.
okay, they are Australians, so they are a little special. But... but I mean, you are like a lot of the time, especially Edgelord. At least after the whole killing his father shit.
I actually found Brent a bit annoying, to be honest.
Really, he does like nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just one of those characters that I wanted to give a hard slap in the back of his head and like, get the fuck up.
Get your shit together, like so.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Zombie. While we're talking about Edgelord, you had stuff to say about Edgelord. Talk.
Well, as said, Edgelord came to me when he just walked really angrily with the metal music in the
Razor
back.
Blade.
Yes. And you put me on the spot here. I don't know what to say anymore. Shit.
Yeah, but you were talking about how you could not feel sorry for him.
Yeah. Like, other than knowing that he accidentally killed his father and how, like, depressed he is over that, you don't really know anything about him or his character, how he is as a person, which gives a way for, like, you don't really root for him throughout the movie, and
Yeah.
you don't root for his either escape or survival, and sure, you can...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, you can feel bad for him and the shit he goes through, but that's about it, really, because other than that, it's like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. That's basically what I said earlier, like, you don't get to know any of the characters, really. You get to know what happened with his father, but other than that, it's just, you know, you're thrown straight into the mix, and it's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a bit with Lola and the way she was introduced, like, it could have been done better than to show Angel. You explained it very well to me about, like, the collage she made, and then...
Yeah, that's something I was thinking about. If they would have put it around that, the scene where she's making a collage and whatever, if they would have put that in the beginning and introduced her that way, you would understand, like, why she is obsessed with Brent and why they kidnap him and stuff. Much rather than putting that, like, in the middle of the movie, right after he's been kidnapped and everything. Because you don't get a reason to the kidnapping, you don't get a reason to why just him, why not his friend, why not some other guy. Because, I mean, Brent is all polite and nice and it's like, no, I already have someone I'm going to the prom with. He's very nice and polite about it.
Yeah.
It's not like he's making fun of her. He's not the popular guy. He's pretty much also a social outcast. But if they would have put that collage in the beginning, like maybe after or before the car accident happened, you would understand, like, okay, something is wrong with this girl. Now, okay, at the lockers, you get the feeling like, yes, something is wrong with her. She's weird. But you don't get the vibe of, okay, she's a psychopath.
Weird doesn't necessarily mean evil.
True, because I'm pretty fucked up and I'm not evil. What I know of.
Yes, you are.
Shut up. Yeah, no, but like, because they don't establish that she's obsessed with him until they have already kidnapped him. Which is like, okay, you can do that, but still, if they would have put it before everything, that would make more sense. And as Zombie said, they didn't put in time enough for it. Because if they had put in the time, they could have seen that. But no, they didn't.
I think this movie would have been a lot better if they made it like 30 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Like, if they put a half an hour in the beginning that explains some of the upcoming events. Just give some background to some of the characters so you, well, basically can root for whatever his name is. I lost it now. But, you know, the main guy.
Edgelord.
Edgelord, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and as Zombie said, like, you don't really feel sorry for him because you don't know him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you knew him, knew, like, everything that he knows, then you would probably root for him to survive. Right now, it's just like, okay, whatever. I'm watching two psychopaths torture a dude. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't think we can pick it apart more than that. Does anyone have a favorite character or least favorite character?
To be honest, I didn't really care much for the characters. There weren't anyone that really stood out. I mean, like the Psychos did a fairly good job, but we've seen so many better like Psycho characters, so they kind of pale in comparison.
Yeah. If I have to pick one, I'd go with Lola, I think.
She reminds me too much of a childhood friend. It's like,
I liked her acting, at least.
Oh, yeah, I do agree on that
She did a good job.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zombie, did you have any characters?
Lola's mother, hands down.
Okay.
The lobotomized woman who didn't do shit.
Yes. And that's exactly why. She did nothing wrong. Because she didn't do anything right either.
She just existed.
Yes.
Well, as everyone already know, my favorite is the dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an Australian cattle dog. He bashes the head in on it, and it managed to crawl its way home, and that pretty much tips them off that something is really, really wrong.
Yeah.
Even if the phone call, he struggles while he has answered the call. The dog tips her off even more, actually making her call the police. So that's my favorite.
I just remember, I got one more scene I want to discuss.
Tell us.
The scene when Lola's changing into the prom dress. You know, when
Oh yeah,
Father
Zombie
is
reacted
watching.
to that one too.
yeah. What do you guys think about that scene?
As I said earlier, I got a pedophile vibe of him. Now, she's in high school and everything, but I still got the vibe like they have some really fucked up relationship there.
Yeah.
So like incest or something.
Yeah.
I just when that scene were rolling, I was feeling a bit awkward, to be honest. And I usually don't get those kind of feelings when I watch movies.
Yeah, it felt a bit too real.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I started suspecting like he was abusing her stuff, but she was equally as fucked up as him. So
Yeah. I think the pining is mutual on both sides.
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna look at
Didn't they all almost kiss each other?
during the dance, but Brent breaks loose right at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like if it would have gone on for maybe 10 more seconds, that would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
yeah, it was probably just there for shock value.
Yeah, probably. It's like making it more disturbing and kind of like forcing in some incest. Oh yeah, something I reflected over during the dinner scene. She's trying to force feed him chicken, and I'm just like, if a psychotic girl from school kidnaps you and tries to force feed you chicken, well, you just fucking eat it. Because like it's gonna get worse from there. Because I mean, she hasn't done anything to the chicken, so you can eat it without it being a problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he would have done that, the fucked up shit would be less fucked up, so to say.
Well, you don't necessarily know if they have tampered with the said chicken, because those psychos did inject him with like Gatorade-looking shit into his throat. So you know, you don't know what they've done with that chicken. Ugh.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually very true, but still.
Plus,
Mouse through the feet scene. What do you guys think about that scene?
I couldn't look at it. It was a bit too much for me.
So, mate?
no, thank you. That's a no for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, this is like sitting with your head in your hands. It's like,
That's what I do every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was probably the biggest ouch moment in the entire movie.
Yeah.
For me, it was the drill.
oh yeah.
Or,
Oh yeah, the drill. Oh
yeah.
god damn right.
Yeah, the lobotomizing.
Yeah.
And then the tea water. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was actually pretty brutal. If they had managed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we look at that scene, like look at the dad, when she misses Edgelord's head and like burns him with the water instead, he looks more pissed off, like he is the one who wants to do that whole torture part, much rather than she would want to do it. So like, it's something he has come up with.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Considering he probably did it to his wife, so yeah. You know, you gotta learn her young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're done talking about scenes and stuff, or does anyone else have something more?
No, I'm spent.
I don't.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, everyone feels done with the movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move over to background and trivia. Anyone want to start? Okay, apparently not.
I got nothing.
I guess I'll start. It was originally given a R18 plus rating by the Australian Classification Board, but hey, Australia is fucking weird. But through an appeal by Review Board, the film's rating was successfully replaced by an MA15 plus rating due to the comedy aspect of the film. Film mitigating, that's the fucking word I cannot pronounce, both the sadistic aspects and the impact of the violence. I didn't see something funny between that. The film has been screened at several festivals, including the Toronto International Film Festival on 13th of September 2009 and the Hong Kong International Film Festival on April 3rd, 2010. In America, it was screened at the AFI Fest on 31st of October 2009 and the San Francisco International Film Festival 2nd of May 2010, the 2010 Dollar International Film Festival, and the 2010 SXSW Film Festival.
That's a lot.
The first DVD copies were released in the United States in November 2009 over the American film market. The Loved Ones ran in a limited theater release in the US on 1st of June 2012. The film was shown in Austin, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco. Paramount Pictures and Insurge Pictures will take over US rights. I'm a little bit surprised that they first shown it in theaters 3 years after the release.
Well, there has been other movies where they did that as well. I think they did the same thing with Superstition from 1982. I think it came out on video. And I think it was 2 or 3 years later they re-released it on the big screen as The Witch.
Huh.
So there have been movies before this one that has done that. What the hell was that sound? Is that your silly Kit Kats? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to mute the mic as they're doing it.
Okay. Do you have any trivia?
Yeah, they make a lot of noise. These two.
Do you have any background or trivia?
No, I don't. I couldn't find anything.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple of snippets here. The Loved Ones is the first feature film for short filmmaker Sean Byrne. Xavier Samuel, the guy who played Brent, also appeared in the Twilight Saga, Eclipse, and the Brad Pitt war movie Fury. Jessica McDamee, I think her last name is pronounced. The girl who played Mia also appeared in The Meg with Jason Statham from last year. The giant shark action flick. The movie was filmed in only 4 weeks, and in an interview with writer-director Sean Byrne, film critic Chase Whale called antagonist Lola Princess one of the greatest villains in horror history, and I do not agree with that. Do you guys do it?
No.
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 No. And that's all of the background I got.
It was filmed very fast.
Yeah.
Well, there's been movies that has been shot a lot quicker than 4 weeks.
Oh, so it was this one that was 4 weeks, because Zombie said that he mixed it up with a different movie I was talking about while we were talking before this.
No, they shot this movie in 4 weeks.
That might actually explain why the storyline is so weird. Or let's say, like, they didn't put an actual backstory to everything. Oh, whatever.
Also not that many places in the movie.
Yeah.
No.
Like, most of it is shot in the same room.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, most of the stuff that was happening in the same location. Like 85% of the movie.
Kind of like how the first Saw movie was, because it was filmed in mostly one room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the weird bathroom room looking stuff.
Yeah.
But that was like way before it actually took off and
Yeah.
became like 7 movies.
8.
8, yeah, 8. Yeah, I don't have any more trivia. I don't have anything more to say. Anyone else?
I think we're pretty done with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's reveal the next movie. Joseph.
Our next pick will be My Bloody Valentine, since it's Valentine's Day in about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it is a little less than 2 weeks. It's a week and a day, I think. Yeah. So
our next pick will be My Bloody Valentine from 1981.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten around to find any outro track, so I'll just put something at the end of the episode.
Yeah, Oggy can swap something up, probably.
Yeah, you can sing
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
We are playing out with Casey Chambers. Not pretty enough.
Well, let's say goodbye to the good people, and we will see you
Bye-bye.
in the next special.
Bye, good people.
Bye-bye.
Bye, good people.
Am I not pretty enough? Is my heart too broken? Do I cry too much? Am I too outspoken?